Hi, folks. Hope you are okay. We're doing the Street Preachers Charter. So I hope this is going to be a blessing to you, an encouragement to you. Just putting this out on social media. So I hope it's a blessing. Just let me put it on social media. So okay, so we're looking at this document that's just come out, and it's the Street Preachers Charter, okay? And it's got some really helpful advice for street preachers. Rights and responsibilities when street preaching in England and Wales. It's a very, very helpful document. All right, so let's look at some of it there. Let's go look a bit bigger. So let's see what we got here. All right. In this country, there is a long distinguished tradition of open-air preaching. Figures such as John Bunyan, John Wesley, William Booth have their place in English social and cultural history. The emergence of free speech in our society was partly forged amid the legal persecution of Christians, open-air preachers. Today, both our common law and modern human rights instruments uphold the hard-fought freedoms. They are routinely used and enjoyed by those of all faiths and none. If conducted responsibly, street preaching can enhance the vibrancy of our public square and serve to remind us that we are a society where free speech is valued and different opinions and beliefs are tolerated. But if conducted badly, street preaching can repel the hearer and test toleration to its limits. It may also make life more difficult for sensible preachers and for the authorities as they seek to keep order on our streets and protect the rights and freedoms of our citizens. Mindful of this, the Christian Institute has produced this helpful guide for street preachers. It is written in the form of a charter, a document which enshrines duties and responsibilities alongside reciprocal rights and privileges. It also provides an overview of relevant laws. The purpose is to encourage good practice while discouraging behaviour which might give street preaching a bad name. I am delighted to have asked and to endorse this helpful publication Lord Macdonald of River Glaven, KC, former Director of Public Prosecutions. So this is a very, very helpful document, and I'd encourage every street preacher, if you know any street preacher, to read the document. And in 1999, Lord Justice Sedley said, not only inoffensive, but also the irritating, the contentious, the eccentric, the heretical, the unwelcome, and the provocative, provided it does not tend to provoke violence. Freedom only to speak inoffensively is not worth having. The law in England and Wales enshrines the long-standing freedoms to preach the gospel in public, but rights also carry responsibilities to the wider community. This guide seeks to set out the key principles backed up by extracts from the law scenario. etc. What can I say? The law allows you to freely preach the gospel. Article 9 of the European Convention of Human Rights protects freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. Article 10 protects the right to hold opinion and to express them freely without government interference. This includes the right to express views allowed in public place. These freedoms have been incorporated into Human Rights Act of 1998 and make it unlawful for officials to act in a way that is compatible with Article 9 and 10. Article 9.1. Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief and freedom, either alone or in community with others and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in worship, teaching, practice, and observance. Article 10. 1. Everyone has the right to freedom of expression. This right shall include freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart information and ideas without interference by public authority, regardless of frontiers. So you have if your name's not down, you're not coming in. Are there any restrictions to my freedom of religion? Yes, you have the right to freedom of speech, but you also have a duty to behave responsibly and to respect other people's rights. However, police should not restrict the freedom of speech of street preachers unless it's necessary and appropriate in order to protect public safety, prevent disorder or crime, protect the rights and freedoms of other people. The law says, Article 9.2, freedom to manifest one religion or belief shall be subject only to such limitations as are prescribed by law and are necessary in a democratic society in the interest of public safety, for the protection of public order, health, or morals, or for the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. Article 10.2. The exercise of these freedoms, since it carries with it its duties and responsibilities, may be subject to such formalities and conditions, restrictions, or penalties as prescribed for the prevention of disorder or crime, for the protection of health or morals, for the protection and reputation of the rights of others. The requirement that a restriction must be prescribed by law means that police or other authorities must apply other laws in order to restrict these rights. This might be public order or antisocial behaviour law, or because the activities of a street preacher in particular location obstruct the highway. They must also do so in the proportionate manner and be mindful that Section 3 of the Human Rights Act 1998 requires that so far as it's possible to do so, all other laws must be read and given effect in a way which is compatible with Convention of Rights. So this charter goes through all these different issues, and it's really helpful for street preachers. Respect to private property. Be aware of people's private property rights. For example, you must not engage in gospel outreach in privately owned shopping centres unless you have permission to operate there. Trespass is actionable under law. Respect businesses. Don't set up too near doorways of shops or other businesses, as this could interfere with their trade. So you don't set up your speaker next to the cake shop. It's just not wise, bro. Don't cause obstruction. I mean, some really practical things there. Respect the right to councils to impose lawful restrictions. Section 6 of this booklet includes details of restriction which councils sometimes impose, for example, where the volume of activity could lead to congestion or otherwise impact the local area. But councils should not use laws specifically intended to regulate street trading to restrict street preaching. Public order laws. A person is guilty of an offence if he uses threatening or abusive words or behaviour, disorderly behaviour, or displays any writing, sign, or other visible representation which is threatening or abusive within the hearing or sight of a person likely to be cause harassment, alarm, or distress thereby. It is a defence for the accused to prove. It is a defence for the accused to prove that his conduct was reasonable. In order to breach Section 5, a person needs to act in either a threatening or abusive manner. He also needs to intend his words or behaviour to be threatening or abusive, or is aware that it may be threatening or abusive. But threatening or abusive conduct should never characterise a genuine Christian preaching in evangelism. It's a good booklet, this. It's really helpful. A person guilty of offence under Section 4A, if he uses threatening or abusive or insulting words or behaviour with an intent to cause harassment, alarm and distress, and if harassment, alarm or distress is caused, Section 4A, Section 5, the use of insulting words may lead to the offence being committed. There has to be an intent to harass and alarm or distress. There must be evidence that harassment, alarm, or distress has occurred. It cannot just be likely to occur. You are more likely to be accused of Section 4 offence in relation to a comment directed to a particular individual. So be careful if you are talking to an individual. Penalty is the more serious nature of Section 4A. So, as you can see, go through it yourself. Take any street preaching friend through it and get to know this booklet and practice it, because it will really help you. It will really, really, really help you. You know, every street preacher should read this booklet. And yeah, it's going to be a great blessing to you. It's going to be a great help. So I'm going to go. I think I've done my whack. The Christian Institute, the Street Preachers Charter. You can get the PDF underneath. It's at the Christian Institute. So has anybody got any questions or thoughts? And then we will continue another day. Okay. I don't know if you can get hard copies, bro. You have to contact Christian Institute, but it's a really good booklet to give street preachers. It covers a lot of stuff, and it's very, very good. Every street preacher should read it. It's really, really good booklet. Try and pass the word on to all the street preachers that they need to read this booklet, because it's really good. It's a really helpful resource. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go. Take care, Teddy, and anybody else who's come on the stream. Check out this Street Preachers Charter. See how it goes. All right, take care, and God bless you. And hope it's a blessing to you all. There's a link under the video. If you know street preachers, pass it on and read the charter. It will really help you. God bless you, and love to all of you. God bless.